Where did you find your influence when writing?
Up until now, I really have focused on telling other women's stories. That really helped me to kind of explore songwriting in new ways. And so the last dozen songs I've released are really telling other women's stories and how I relate to them and how they impact me as a woman as well. So yeah, that's been the main inspiration.
Does that leave you feeling vulnerable then, I guess?
Yes.
Because it's not only sharing your own music, your own vocals, but if it's your story as well, it can, I guess be a little bit more intimidating.
It's hugely intimidating. And it's kind of like you just have to do it slowly in a way, because sometimes I can't show my song even to the closest people in my life for a while because they are so personal. And then by the time you get to the place of putting it out there, it's kind of like jumping off a cliff type feeling and just doing it. And sometimes I've really, felt like, was that the right decision? But I think it's just necessary to have that courage and to grow from when it doesn't work and that feeling of vulnerability.
How does it feel then when you are in front of an audience or when you are releasing your music online? How do you feel?
Well, live, it's always a nervousness for me. And when I'm putting it out online, there's that barrier, I suppose. And then it's just interesting to see what response you get. It's kind of like more than months down the track, well, that one didn't really go well. Or, it's not as instantaneous. So, yeah, you just got to kind of wait to see what happens.
When it comes to the sounds, though, that you're adding in with your vocals, where does the inspiration come from that? Because quite often, it might be the words that come first, but then it can also be the sounds. Yeah,
true. And I'm exploring both. Sometimes I approach it as a soundscape because I'm a visual artist, and I imagine what would kind of evoke an emotion while someone was looking at a painting, for instance, because I think creatively as a big picture. So whenever I'm writing a song, I'm thinking of the equivalent painting at the same time that will tell the story. And eventually I want to do that, where I exhibit my art and people can watch the video clip and listen to the song. So I'm always thinking that way, and that really informs a lot of how I write as well and the sounds I use. And then a lot of the time for me, it starts with poetry, and that's how I started as a songwriter. So I'm trying to learn and approach it in all different ways. And I'm studying at TCTC, the Heatley campus, where they teach music production. So that's really opening my world up, and I'm learning how to create more interesting sounds.
Now, we are going to play Tongues of Fire this morning. Can you tell me the story behind this one?
Well, this one was written for the Grace Tame event that we did as Project Speak Up last year, and I was very privileged to perform it for Grace Tame. And she was really the inspiration, and women like her who have spoken up. And it also speaks to my own story, where me writing and doing my art has helped me to tell my story. And it's been really, really healing. And I suppose it's a cry for collective healing, for us as a community to, take away the stigma around these issues and to speak up for love, and just to kind of bring a positive spin on it.
Estelle, what do you love most about being a musician now, being a creative in North Queensland?
I love the support. I love how there's just opportunities being in regional areas that I don't think you necessarily get in big cities. And it's kind of a really great place to grow and to hone your skills. At the moment, I'm really interested in how we can use the arts for healing. And I really have a great desire to use my skills as a vocal coach and an art teacher to bring that to regional Queensland and to invest that in other people so that they can tell their stories and find their voices and speak up, and at the same time share my story and my art. Beyond that, the sky's the limit.
Where can people find your music, or perhaps maybe you gigging around town?
I'm often doing kind of women's events mainly and things like that. So just look out for that on my social media. But go to imestelle.com.au or imestelle official on all the social medias and you'll find me.
Perfect, Estelle. It's great to have you in the studio here on ABC North Queensland Saturday Breakfast. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Silence, echoes of fire.
are the ones, we are the ones.